tongue, and this is Things I Wish I Knew Relationship Edition. So I'm very excited because I normally talk about careers and so on and so forth. But because I am with someone today who I have shared a lot with in terms of relationships, I felt like this is something we should take to our youth out there, just for them to have an idea of how to navigate their own relationships. So it's not just romantic relationships. We are also just diving nicely into relationships with your parents, relationships in friendships, and so on and so forth. So her name is Eva. And I'd like to say how I know you.
Okay.
Before you introduce yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I met her at a women's seminar vision board session.
Yes.
Okay, and we really liked each other a lot. We took each other's numbers and we started talking, and then we found out that we were actually both interested in career guidance. And you do have an NPO.
Yes, I do.
So what is it called?
So the name of the NPO is called Untethered Minds.
Yes.
And then we do have an Instagram handle. It's untetheredminds_SA. And basically, the purpose of the NPO is just to assist underprivileged youth in rural areas to give them educational support. Because I'm from the Eastern Cape, and at the Eastern Cape, there's limited information that we can get.
Yes.
There isn't a lot of development compared to here in Gauteng. So it's always important for me that's here to always bring things back home, so that also the youth that's out can be empowered.
Okay, so if you are interested in helping or giving a helping hand or working hand in hand with her, please do go onto her Instagram and just send her a message,
DM.
a DM. What do they call them on Instagram?
It's not a DM.
Okay,
It's a DM on
send her a
Instagram.
DM and just say, listen, I'm very passionate about what you're doing and I want to help you. So, who is Eva? Because I went right into your NPO. Such terrible interview skills.
So, Eva Mfolozi, I usually jokingly say to my friends, I'm a young mom after God's heart.
Yes.
I'm a new mom. I have a daughter. She's 2 years old. I'm a career-driven person, which is also why I think I'm into career guidance. But more than anything, it's also seeing the need there. But then I'm a really fun person.
Yes.
That's why you like me. That's
why
why
we
we're friends.
Okay, so it's very important as young people, not
Yes.
just as young girls, but young people in general, to navigate in a healthy manner through our relationships. So we are doing Things I Wish I Knew, Relationship Edition,
Okay.
in terms of things I wish I knew as a teenager.
Yes.
Okay, so everything that we're talking about, take yourself back to those teen years.
No problem.
First things first, what are some of the things that you wish you knew about your siblings as a teenager? Were you last born?
Yeah, I'm a last born.
Oh, okay.
I'm a last born and I was the only girl at home, so you can imagine the relationship I had with my brothers. But I think more than anything, what I know now that I wish I knew when I was young is how much my brothers adore me. I knew it then.
But you couldn't see it, ne?
Yes, because we were always fighting all the time.
Okay.
We were always fighting all the time. But then I think as we grow up, you start to see. Because I know, like, for example, with my big brother,
Yes.
every day at 5 a.m. he calls me just to check up on me and have a
Aw.
chit-chat session. And that would irritate me because I felt as though he's invading my privacy, and also, why are you calling me? Why are you coming to my room?
Yes.
But then now that I'm older, it's just those little things that matter now.
Love that
'Cause-
you're mentioning that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know why I love that you're mentioning that? Because sometimes we feel like our older siblings are invading our
Yeah.
privacy. Like we don't understand the gist of it at that age. So now that you are older, you wish you had known that it was just care.
Yes.
Okay.
I wish I'd known it was care, and I think they've always treated me like a princess.
Oh.
They've always treated me like a princess. I think also that is what has influenced how I carried myself growing up. So that leans more with the relationship with me and myself. So with them, they would always make sure that they assist me in any way that they can from a young age. So
That's beautiful.
yeah.
Okay, I love that. What are some of the things that you wish you knew about your teachers as a teenager?
So with teachers make you or break you.
Ooh, teachers! I
Teachers
hope you
make
can.
you or break
Yeah,
you.
I hope the teachers
There are
are
those
listening.
teachers that are not that passionate about their profession, and they are always bringing the students down. And I don't think those teachers are supposed to be doing that.
Okay.
But then because of my character, I would never let anyone talk me down. But then now there are other children that are not like me, who already have low
Let's speak to
self-esteem.
them. Let's speak to them.
Yes. So you have students who already have low self-esteem from back at home. And now
Yes.
they go into an environment at school where you're supposed to be uplifting the student. And then it's being brought down again. And then when
Yes.
they are adults, they become problematic. But then with teachers, for me, fortunately, I was a very naughty but active student.
Yes.
So 90% of the time, I had good relationships with teachers that were teaching me. As a result, with others, I still have relationships with them. Whenever I'm back home, I visit them because they made me who I am today. And for me, I'm one person who's very grateful to each and every person that played a role in who I am today. And I always make sure that you see my gratitude by all means.
So how do we advise someone who is in high school and they now not as active as you are, and yes, they're naughty but they're not active,
Yeah.
you know, in approaching teachers and all of that? How do we advise them to have an okay relationship? We're not saying a brilliant relationship,
Yeah.
but to have an okay, workable relationship with their teachers.
I think more than anything with teachers, it's very important for you to be cooperative in their classes,
Okay.
to participate in their classes. The more you participate, they see potential in you. And the minute they see potential in you, they want to take care of that potential and build it.
And teachers don't wake up
To
and
fight with the student.
no, I don't wake
No,
up and say,
no.
yo, namhlanje Eva, ngizombonisa. Ngilanda Eva namhlanje. We don't wake up with that intention,
Yes.
you know. And we genuinely do want the best for the learners that we teach.
Yes.
So that's something that learners should know. That's something that teenagers should know. That every teacher actually does want the
The
best.
students to excel.
Exactly. Exactly.
And also, I feel like teachers are very key people in our society.
yes.
They are basically our parents at school. 90% of the time we spend it with our teachers. So those are the most influential people in our character.
And that's why teachers should get a discounted BMW. Oh my! You know what? Teachers must get a discounted BMW.
We'll pray they will, my friend.
We will pray.
We'll pray and fast. They will get it.
40 days and 40 nights. We will pray for that. Okay. So, navigating your relationship with your parents as a teenager. Sometimes our parents are our enemy, not because they are our enemy, but
Yeah.
maybe we start like, you know, clashing in terms of our views. Some of the things you wish that you knew as a
So-
teenager.
As a teenager, I grew up with my father.
Okay.
My mother was working in a different city.
Okay.
So I spent 90% of my high school years with my father. And we get along like a house on fire. We get along like a house on fire. But what I admired more than anything with the relationship that I have with my father, and I think which is why even today we still have that relationship, is the transparency from his side that also allowed me to be open and honest about everything. For example, he allowed me to do whatever I could, but to a certain degree. He would, whenever I'd asked to go to parties, because, you know...
How old are you at that stage? Asking your dad to go to
No,
parties?
it was not a party, but it was like a get-together during the day set up.
A party is a party. Is a party.
But do you know, I only realized when I was older that my dad knew all of those things all along.
Yes.
But he also put the responsibility on my side to be a child that's going to be trustworthy. If I say to him, I'm going to so-and-so's house, he expects me to be a responsible person. So
What you
throughout my
decide
high
to do,
school-
Mawufika lapha, just know that your dad trusts you.
Yes.
Okay.
And now when I get there, my dad,
Yeah, my dad
so
trusts
the
me.
least I can do is to keep and maintain that trust. So, for example, I'd go to maybe G2Gs at the time that we'd call them G2Gs.
What does that stand for?
Get together.
Oh.
It's a mixed language. It was a get together party. So you'd find that we'd probably have them on Saturdays. So I'd tell him that tomorrow is so and so's party, maybe a braai. Every party I'd go to, he'd pick me up and go drop me off.
Oh.
And then after the party, when I'm done with everything, I call him, he comes to pick me up.
I hope the dads are listening. that it makes such a big difference in your life. I grew up without a father, but I can just imagine having a father picking me up
Yeah.
and having a father dropping me off, even if it's on a date. That guy must know that my daddy.
And the standard has been set.
And the standard has been
And the
set.
standard has been
Yes,
set.
exactly. So I
So-
hope dads are listening.
So even with him, he set the standard. So even when I was tempted to drink at the parties,
You are like my dad.
I knew my dad knows the smell of
Yes.
alcohol. So I'd go there
Ooh.
to have fun, but I wouldn't drink because I knew that my dad was going to pick me up. So from his perspective, it was from a place of caring, but it was also a strategy to make sure that I'm responsible.
Yes.
So it was also a strategy to make sure that I'm responsible.
And you gained his trust.
Yeah, I did.
Through the good behavior, you gain your parents' trust. Your parents trust that you are at a certain place, be at a certain place.
Yeah.
Because then you are not burning the bridge.
Yes, you're not burning the bridge.
Thank you.
You're not burning the bridge. And then with my mom, because we weren't really staying together,
Yes.
and I stayed with my dad, whenever she'd come and I'd ask to go to parties, she wouldn't want me to go to parties.
Yeah.
Because you know how moms are.
It's your
But
mom.
yes. But then my mom played a role in nurturing me into being a God-filled young lady.
Okay.
So
I
she
love that.
took care of the spiritual part of my life.
Yes.
So when it comes to the spiritual side of things, my relationship with her is very good.
Yes.
We pray together. She even sometimes when I'm lazy to go to church at my big age, she will call me to check, why didn't you go to
Yes.
church? I need to account.
Yes.
So those are the types
Even
of
at your grown age, you're still accounting, and that's what young people need to understand. With our parents, we will account.
You'll never stop being their
we
children.
will account
You'll never stop being their child.
until we die,
Yeah.
and to them it's just care.
It is.
That's all that
is.
it is.
And also another thing that we don't realize is that you think when I lebu you're growing up, but to your parents you will always be ulebu my child.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a 30-something-year-old, no. To them you are still that 5-year-old who is precious to them. So yeah.
Things you wish you knew about family, extended family.
Okay.
Because yes, we've got our siblings, we've got our parents, those are the people closer to us, but we have an extended family. When I grew up, Christmas we were sleeping on the floor, and I've seen a lot of people showing the same pictures around to say,
Yeah.
those old people really held us together, and we had those relationships with our cousins. What are some of the things you wish you knew about extended family as a teenager?
With the extended family, I also come from a very big family.
Yes.
So we'd always have those sleepovers. I think growing up, there was never a time where I was literally growing up with just my siblings in the house. There was always extended family members coming through.
Yes.
But then things I wish I knew is that it's very important to set boundaries
Woo!
and to draw the line. Because takers will take all the time, but they never give back. So that's very important to set boundaries. Yes, you're always willing to help, but to a certain degree.
And I think
You
boundaries
need to
are
set-
important
yes, you
with
need to set.
everyone. Yeah.
You need to set boundaries.
Okay.
You
that's an
need to set
important one.
boundaries as family because with them, because they know that you're always willing to assist, they will want you to keep assisting and assisting and assisting. But then you also need to catch a break
And
to
assist
some degree.
yourself.
Yes, and assist yourself. So now the minute you start saying no, it will seem as though now you've turned to be a different person. And it's not to say that you don't love them, but then
Yes.
things change, life changes, and we need to also try and accommodate that as family as well.
And from what I'm understanding is that it's okay to say no.
Yes.
Okay, so it's okay to say no.
Yes.
Yes, and we need to just be aware of that. Okay, the last one. Very important. Things you wish you knew about romantic relationships as a teenager. Oh! Romance. It's a long word.
Unfortunately for me, I was a late bloomer, yes.
That's
I'm a late
not
bloomer.
unfortunate.
But with the little knowledge I know,
share it to
Of
us, my
relationships.
sister. Share it with us.
I think more than anything, you need to be selfish with yourself as much as, yes, you're in a relationship, but you should, to some degree, also set boundaries in terms of what you sacrifice for the relationship. Because you are your own person and your partner is their own person.
Yes.
Don't let what you want to do die for the sake of you always assisting that boyfriend, girlfriend, especially in teenage years. You can't be building at 18.
I, the other day, actually said it. I said, women have been conditioned from a young age to take relationships too seriously. From a young age. Yonke into siyenzela to be a great wife. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But we need to know as teenagers to enjoy our teen years. And you can't, as a teenager, oh, my boyfriend says I can do this, my boyfriend says I can't do this, oh, my boyfriend this, my boyfriend...
As a teenager,
my
mom, my dad says
yes, my mom, my dad.
boyfriend.
My boyfriend akafuni. Boyfriend ayifuni ini. Una 16.
Emzini kabani? Ungumntana kabani?
Bazali, abantwana benu, they are submitting to their high school boyfriends. And no, we're not against high school relationships. We're just saying enjoy. You are young.
No, you should just enjoy. I think for me, high school relationships were just to have fun. Because I think during our times also, if you were really in, that's why I'm saying that I'm a late bloomer also, because the high school relationship I had, I think was in grade 11 of matric.
It was late.
And we couldn't even hold hands in town because we were scared of all people.
Thank you.
A hug.
Was a
you would have to wait the whole week to get a hug. And the whole weekend you'll be daydreaming about that hug.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or that little kiss on the cheek.
Yes. Even the kiss on the cheek was just a push.
It was
on
everything.
Its own.
It was everything.
It was a push on its own. So I think also during our times, those teen relationships were cute, but we shouldn't take them too serious.
Now teens are going the whole 9 yards. They're doing a lot. You, my mom, yes, she would just say, "Ngizokushaya." The way I didn't wait for her to ne? I would imagine it happening in my head. I would imagine myself dying. I would resurrect myself and then fix my actions. I am a 2000. I'm a 2000.
They don't care.
Bakimizi. They are
in high school.
In high school.
And it's really, it doesn't sit well with my spirit actually, because my worry is that you're so committed on this relationship. Ufunda nini? When are you doing your homework?
Your head is full of relationship this, relationship that. When are you actually committing yourself to your books?
When are you developing yourself as a young girl?
Or a young boy?
Yes, and empowering yourself. Okay. Because I think also that's what I wish I knew at a young age, to start empowering myself at a young age.
Yes.
Because it's something that I knew when I actually got to varsity. So now, instead of me focusing on relationships as a teenager, work on yourself. Work on yourself.
You know what I wish? I wish I would have held back on even being curious about it. Because I feel like it didn't yield a lot of positive stuff.
Yes.
Even in varsity. Like, I look at some of these ships in varsity and I'm like, actually.
And I remember university, I never actually dated. My life was very boring because I never even dated in university, but I had this one friend. I used to stay with her at some point, and she had a boyfriend. I remember when they broke up, she lost so much weight. And I was like, yay!
Yeah.
I was like, it was only that time that I realized that a heartbreak.
Yeah.
A heart truly controls all the organs of your body, because you'd find that she has a runny tummy.
Yeah.
All because of umfana. And you're here to study in university. You're here to study.
Yeah, the university one goes beyond. You know, it's also a topic on its own for another day, to say how do we navigate relationships in varsity.
Yeah.
But this is specifically for teenagers. And we hope, Uguti, you had an ear and you heard. We hope it was helpful.
Yeah.
Without, because we're not trying to be boring. We're not trying to to tell you what to do,
And
how
what
to
not
do
to
it.
do.
But we're saying, listen, this is what we've learned about it.
Yes.
And what
yes.
you do with it is totally up to you. Thank you.
Thanks, girl.
You have been amazing. Thank you so much. That was Eva, and she has been so amazing in terms of things that she wishes she would have known. Yo, that is a lot of English. Things I wish.
Sekhuwa.
Yes, like things I wish I knew as a teenager. Relationship edition. This one comes once in a while.
Okay.
And thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed the session.
Lots of love.